Werewolves, also known as lycanthropes, have been a staple of myths and legends for centuries. But why do we have these myths and these legends of this half-human hybrid? Where did they come from? And are the legends as old as time itself? Well, thanks for stopping by and joining Uncle Jay at the 33 Kings studio as we dive into the origins of the werewolf. It's unclear exactly when and where the werewolf legend originated. Some scholars believe that the werewolf made its debut in the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest tales of creation, when Gilgamesh jilted a potential lover simply because she turned her previous mate into a wolf. The werewolves made another early appearance in Greek mythology with the legend of Lycaon. According to the legend, Lycaon, son of Pegasus, angered the god Zeus when he served him a meal made from the remains of a sacrificed boy. As a punishment, enraged Zeus turned Lycaon and his sons into wolves. Werewolves also emerged in early Nordic folklore. The saga of Volsungs tells the story of a father and son who discovered wolf pelts that had the power to turn people into wolves for 10 days. The father-son duo donned the pelts and transformed into wolves and went on a killing rampage in the forest. The rampage ended when the father attacked his son, causing a lethal wound. The son only survived because of a kind raven gave the father a leaf with healing powers. Now, the earliest example of man-to-wolf transformation is found in the Epic of Gilgamesh from around 2100 BC. However, the werewolf, as we know it, first appeared in ancient Greece and Rome. Now, these stories of the transformed beast are usually mythological, although some have some basis in local histories, religions, and cults. In 425 BC, Greek historian Herodotus described a nomadic tribe of magical men who changed into wolf shapes for several days of the year. Now, the Nuri tribe, which he was describing from Scythia land, which is now part of Russia, while using wolf skins for warmth is not outside the realm of possibility for the inhabitants of such a harsh climate. Now, this is likely the reason Herodotus described their practice as a transformation into a wolf. The role of religion and folklore played an important role in shaping the legend of werewolves. The idea of humans turning into wolves has been present in numerous cultures and religions around the world, with many legends invoking supernatural or divine forces to create werewolves. In many ancient cultures, wolves were considered sacred animals, and some religions worshipped the wolves as divine creatures. The Greeks believed in the story of the Lycaon, a king who was turned into a wolf for attempting to feed Zeus human flesh. In Norse mythology, Odin was often accompanied by wolves. The worship of wolves and the idea of humans transforming into wolves played a significant role in the development of the werewolf mythology. In addition, folklore often played a role in shaping the perceptions of werewolves. In many cultures, werewolves were believed to be paranormal creatures whose transformation is a result of a curse or punishment for wrongdoing. In some tales, werewolves were hunters who used the transformation into wolves, which allowed them to hunt and pursue their prey more easily. European folklore often depicted werewolves as dangerous creatures who were a threat to the community. Religion and folklore have also influenced the cultural phenomenon of werewolf hysteria. In the Middle Ages, people believed in the existence of werewolves and even put people on trial. The Inquisition accused many people of being werewolves and punished them as such. Overall, religion and folklore have contributed to the creation of werewolf mythology and have provided a framework for understanding these mythical creatures. Although supernatural beliefs have been largely discredited by modern science, interest in werewolf legend continues to be popular in popular culture and modern myth-making. Medical and psychological explanations are often used to explain the phenomenon of werewolves. These explanations suggest that the idea of people turning into werewolves, well, it's a pure product of the human mind and not an actual occurrence. One possible medical explanation for the perception of werewolves is a condition called clinical lycanthropy. This condition is a rare psychiatric disorder in which people believe they have transformed into animals. The condition has been documented in medical literature and can be diagnosed and treated by most mental health professionals. Another psychological explanation for werewolf mythology is the manifestation of repressed desires and wild instincts. Jungian psychology suggests that the werewolf represents the archetype of the wild man, a primal force that people try to suppress in civilized society. According to his theory, werewolf mythology serves as a way to understand and cope with the darker aspects of human nature. Some evolutionary psychologists also suggest that the concept of werewolves may be related to our ancient survival instincts. The ability to transform into an animal would have given people an evolutionary advantage by allowing them to escape danger or hunt prey more effectively. However, it's important to note that these explanations are theoretical and not scientifically proven. The idea of werewolves is ultimately rooted in mythology and folklore, and while medical and psychological explanations can provide some insight into why people believe in these creatures, they do not provide evidence of their actual existence. Pop culture has definitely played a role in shaping modern belief and fascination in werewolves. Werewolves have been popular subject matter in literature, movies, TV shows, and video games. These cultural depictions often involve the theme of transformation, and they've created a lasting impression on popular imagination and contributed to the widespread belief in werewolves. One of the earliest literary works featuring a werewolf is Folklore by Marie de France, a medieval French poem that tells the story of a knight who transforms into a werewolf. In the modern era, werewolves have been a popular subject in horror literature, such as Anne Rice's The Wolf Gift, Stephen King's Cycle of the Werewolf, and Glenn Duncan's The Last Werewolf. When in movies and TV shows, werewolves are often portrayed as monstrous creatures that transform under the light of a full moon. Some of the most popular movies and TV shows featuring werewolves include The Wolf Man, Underworld, and Teen Wolf. These depictions have vastly contributed to the popular imagination of werewolves, bolstered by the widespread availability and popularity. Overall, pop culture has added to the fascination with werewolves, and its constant presence in modern media culture has contributed to the belief, well, that werewolves may be more than just mythical beings. While they may be rooted in myth and folklore, pop culture's interpretation of werewolves has given humans a fascinating and lasting, influential archetype of their own beastly alter ego. Well, hey, even though werewolves more than likely aren't real. Well, it's a lot of fun hearing the stories, and it's even more fun watching the movies. But if you like what old Uncle Jay's doing, you do me a big favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. No obligation to you whatsoever, but it really helps the channel out. And hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss the next episode that we upload. Anyway, see ya.